I'm very bad with drawing, so you have to bear with my drawing also. Now, this is the brain. Over here, I am having lateral ventricle 1 and the second lateral ventricle is here. Choroid plexus is here and here also. They are having choroid plexus which are excreting the cerebrospinal fluid. Now, where is third ventricle? Third ventricle is somewhere here. This is the area of the third ventricle. They both should be connected with third ventricle. So, this is third and these are the lateral ventricles. LV will be for lateral ventricle. Now, both lateral ventricles should be connected with the third ventricle and the connection is foramen of Monro. Now, they are connected with foramen of Monro this side and this side also. Their foramen of FM will be for foramen of Monro. M-O-N-R-O, Monro. Now, can I say third ventricle is having two side flow from this side and this side. So, there is there are two foramen of Monro's. Yes. Now, from third ventricle, the fluid is going into the fourth ventricle. This is the fourth ventricle over here. This is the fourth ventricle and this is aqueduct of Sylvis. AS will be for aqueduct of Sylvis. Now, imagine that there is a stenosis obstruction in the aqueduct of Sylvis. What will be dilated? Third ventricle will be dilated along with two lateral ventricles and if both lateral ventricles are dilated, you have to search for the third ventricle also, and in most of cases you will see that third ventricle is also dilated because both foramen of Monro's will, it is less common. It is not that both the foramen of Monro's will be obstructed. Now, from fourth ventricle, where the fluid is going, from fourth ventricle, I am having apertures now. This is one aperture here, and these are two apertures here, one here and one here. So, these will be lateral apertures. This will be a medial aperture. Medial will be only one because something in center has to be only one and something on the one side should be on the other side also. So, that is why lateral will be 2 and medial will be only 1 and the medial, now see, medial starts from M and lateral starts from L. Now, the medial will be Magendie. And this will be Lasca. I told you, this is M, this will be medial, this is L, this will be lateral. So, I will be having two lateral and only one medial. This is Magendie, medial one, and this is the Lasca, lateral one. So, how many Lascas I am having? 2. Now, the point is, the fluid is coming this way, excreted here, going to the third ventricle, from third to fourth. Now, the game is here, from fourth ventricle. This is fourth ventricle. This is fourth ventricle over here. From this fourth ventricle, fluid is not only going into the central canal through this Magendie, but is going laterally also from these Lascas. Now, from here it will go into this side, and then it will go into the whole of the brain like this through these subarachnoid spaces. But the point is, I am having here cisterna magna also. CM will be for cisterna magna. Cisterna magna is somewhere, this is the area of cisterna magna. Cisterna magna is also getting fluid through this mesentery. But the point is that the cisterna magna is also producing some amount of CSF, and the CSF is produced in this subarachnoid space also. Now, not only, please make a note, not only this way fluid is going through these mesenteries, but from other side also. Other side means that if a very small quantity is produced here, it will be drained through the foramen, through these mesentery, and it means that, now see what it means. It means that if a 90 liter of, for example, if a 90 liter of fluid is produced by the this choroid plexus, at least 5 or 10 is produced here. If due to any reason, this fluid which is produced here will not make its way through the mesentery to drain into the fourth canal, it will get pulled up here. And this cisterna magna will be deep. I will be having a deep cisterna magna. Now, this is not actually all time stenosis at this level, at the level of mesentery, this foramen of mesentery. It is delayed fenestration. What is delayed fenestration? It means that, now see what is fenestration? Fenestration means opening. Now, delayed fenestration means that there is a delay in opening up of these foramen of mesenteries. Now, that is why the prominent cisterna magna in most of cases will be functional only. Not always the Dandy-Walker syndrome. Not always the black spot, which we will discuss later on. The point is, maybe due to any reason, the fluid is not coming back, and that will be due to the delay of the fenestration. And if I will wait for 1 or 2 weeks, there will be opening up of these mesenteries and the fluid will come back, and the previously noted deep cisterna magna, prominent cisterna magna will now start decreasing in size. Now, another point. I am having here spine. This is the spine here. This is the spine. Fourth ventricle is here. Cisterna magna is in front of, not cisterna magna. Fourth ventricle is in front of cisterna magna. Cisterna magna is posterior to fourth ventricle. Third ventricle is medial, right? So this is medial. Fourth ventricle is in front of cisterna magna over here. And this is cerebellum. This is cerebellum. This is cerebellum. This is cisterna magna. Now I am having this central canal over here. This is spine over here. Now, is it possible that I am having obstruction at the level of spine if three times if I will be having obstruction at the level of spine in this central canal, what I will expect to be dilated? Everything above, please don't draw this, everything above will be dilated. But now think of the causes. Is there any pathology that is known as the obstruction in the central canal? You will hardly make out one. There is none. In the central canal, no. But if there is a defect over here. But if there is a, please try to understand, this is very important concept. If there is a defect here, in spine, there is a defect. The fluid is coming this way through this defect out. So this defect is making the fluid to go out from this canal. Now the point is, there is a pressure maintained if there is no defect. There is a pressure maintained everywhere. But due to any reason there is this defect, the pressure gradient will be this way now. It will come out and the pressure will drop here. There is an opening over here, pressure will drop over here. Now imagine what is the principle on which the vacuum cleaner is working. This is the only example which will make you understand. You might have seen, all of you might have seen a vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaner is working on suction effect. On suction effect. And here is my vacuum cleaner working here. This is the area, this is the nozzle of the, not a nozzle, I will say that this is the motor of the vacuum cleaner here, creating a suction effect this way, this way. If I will be having a motor, a vacuum cleaner here, it means that the suction effect is here. A suction will suck something. If it is sucking this side, now vacuum cleaner is here, it is sucking this side, what will happen to the brain anatomy here? First of all, this worm is, what is cisterna magna? Cisterna magna should be here, it is wrong. Cisterna magna is here, this is the cerebellum. This is fourth ventricle over here, fourth ventricle. Cisterna magna is most posterior. What will happen to this worm is, something is sucking it. It will come and it will obstruct this side. It will obstruct the canal. It will obstruct the canal. If it is obstructing the canal, it will be something like this. The worm is obstructing the canal. Whatever is produced here will get pulled up here only. Because of this vacuum cleaner, because of this suction which has pulled this worms into the canal, thereby making no way out to this cerebrospinal fluid, and this cerebrospinal fluid will get pulled up here only, and this is the banana sign here which is seen in cherry second malformations. Now the point is not these fancy definitions to give you, but the pathology, how it is working. Now, what will be the status of cisterna magna? Previously, you thought that cisterna magna will be dilated. Now, cisterna magna is collapsed. Why? Because of this sucking effect. Now, this is the banana sign, and there will be no cisterna magna seen because of this prolapse of this vermis along with the cerebellum into the canal. What will happen in the fourth ventricle? Fourth ventricle, as expected, will be dilated. What will be the status of lateral ventricles? Both will be dilated. What will be the status of third ventricle? This will be dilated. But again, there is a sucking effect. What will happen to these frontal bones over here? They will start losing its shape. Why? Because of this sucking effect. Now see, everything is coming from this vacuum cleaner. Everything is coming on this principle that it is sucking here, and it is dragging these bones towards this side. So this is the side which all you know, the lemon sign. Now, what is this all called? Adult cherry second malformation. So whenever you see, now implement this in ultrasound. Whenever you see both lateral ventricles dilated, third ventricle dilated, fourth ventricle dilated, and you don't have a cisterna magna, you are seeing a banana sign, what to do? Please, don't think that brain is having abnormality. Somewhere else is having abnormality, and that is the defect at the level in the spine, and this is the cause. This is the reflection. Now see, this is the cause and this is the reflection over here. Now, can I say that this brain is the mirror of this defect? Yes. So if I can pick this defect here, that should be open one. That should be open, not a closed one. That should be open. If I can see that there is a defect at the level of spine, I can say that this is the mirror of this, but I have to understand the principle of a simple vacuum cleaner which is in each and every house. I have to understand the sucking effect here, and this is the reflection of this sucking effect, and this is possible only and only if I will be able to understand which wire and how is connected here. So I hope that this will make you understand in a better way.